The Altamaha River is one of the last great rivers in the entire world. It drains over a fourth of the state of Georgia and provides water, fresh water, to the largest estuary system in the United States. I'm Deborah Shepard, and I'm the Executive Director of the Altamaha River Keeper. So the health and water quality of this river is important to thousands and thousands of people and untold numbers of living organisms. You can look on Google Earth and you can see that upstream of the mill there is a light color to the river. Downstream of the mill it's a dark color.
The river changes in the small town of Jessup. That's where the Rayonier pulp mill has operated for 60 years.
We routinely hear from people who are paddling or in the river who think they're observing an accident because what they are seeing is a discharge of brown, stinky water.
I'm Carly Yetter, Vice President of Environmental Affairs for Rayonier. This particular facility was built in 1954, and the products from here over the years have changed, and today you'll find them in everything from food to plastics. You could even find it in the film on the LCD screen on your cell phone. Rayonier is a company that takes a lot of care in what it does, both in the quality of the products and in reducing the impact on the environment.
But the Riverkeeper, also known as ARC, says this global company has not done nearly enough to clean up 50 million gallons of wastewater, or effluent, that it discharges into the river every day. After more than a decade of talking, ARC has filed suit against Rayonier under the Federal Clean Water Act and the Georgia Water Quality Control Act.
There is no way to look at this wastewater or smell this wastewater and question whether it violates the narrative water quality standards in the state of Georgia. This is the background water in the river. This is the water that they're putting in the river. Absent their voluntarily agreeing to do it, we have to go into the federal court, and everybody has to spend tens of thousands of dollars to prove that this is not this.
In my career, I've visited, well, a bit over 100 mills of the type of Rayonier, which is about roughly a quarter of them in the world. The problem at Rayonier at Jessup is, I think they put a little bit too much to the shareholders and not quite enough to the pollution control.
Neil McCubbin is a consultant for the Riverkeeper. He says the technology to clean up this discharge is widely available in the industry.
By changing to a modern activated sludge treatment system for the wastewater, they could reduce the discharges by about 50%.
Our own research doesn't draw quite as stark a conclusion as they do. However, we've heard them, and we think that it's something that we want to look into further.
The last 5 or 6 years, they've reduced the colour and overall polluting features of their wastewater by about 50%, which is a nice improvement. But it still leaves them about somewhere in the worst 10% in the country.
It's not as simple as spend more money and you'll be better. As a company, we're always looking for the best technology that has a net improvement in the environment.
The government currently has no enforcement actions against Rayonier. The plant is operating under a consent order from the State Environmental Protection Division to clean up the discharge. But this agency has been reviewing ARC's request for stronger pollution controls for 6 years.
The Georgia Environmental Protection Division has not been doing its job in regard to the permit for this plant and in regard to the wastewater from this mill. It does not regulate all of the pollutants in the water.
Here's a statement we got from the Environmental Protection Agency. EPA negotiated with Georgia EPD and the Riverkeeper to put the plan of study in place. We expect to receive the draft permit from the state soon and will review it to ensure it is consistent with the Clean Water Act and protective of the Altamaha River. ARC is not alone in its concerns. The Georgia Water Coalition, made up of 200 water organizations, builders, and fishing groups, has named this stretch of the Altamaha to its Dirty Dozen list for the past 3 years.
Yeah, that's pulp mill wastewater. That's in Valdivia in Chile.
McCubbin says other mills, like many in the thriving South American market, have much cleaner wastewater discharge and still are profitable. This treated effluent comes from the Celco mill near Valdivia, Chile. The plant has an activated sludge wastewater treatment. And this is treated water from 3 mills in Brazil that McCubbin visited on behalf of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
This is not difficult. We know how to clean up wastewater. People are doing it all over the world. So a successful, profitable company simply cannot continue to say it can't be done when we know it can.
For This American Land, I'm Marsha Walton.